Hey guys, it's Savannah Sparkles. On my channel I've been wanting to do a series of book reviews. For this series I've chosen Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot novels, and I want to do them in order, starting with The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which is what this video will be reviewing. I first became interested in the Agatha Christie Hercule Poirot novels after watching the more recent film adaptation of Murder on the Orient Express. I really enjoyed the movie, and also my father is a very big Agatha Christie fan, and he has always highly recommended her work to me. Also, just to be clear, this is the only Agatha Christie novel that I have read at this point in my life. Okay, let's jump right into the cons first. Con number one. There is a very large and oftentimes confusing cast of characters in this book, as well as a very large layout of both the town and the house where the book takes place. Christie is kind enough to include a map or a rough drawing of the interior of Styles' mansion, which is helpful, but as a reader I found it slightly annoying to have to continually flip backwards a few pages to understand a reference that was made later in the book. I also found myself constantly having to look back and understand what character was who and what they did for a living, as sometimes they're referred to as even just their last names instead of their first, and it was just a little confusing. Fun fact, I actually own a PC game that's a point-and-click adventure called And Then There Were None, based on Agatha Christie's novel of the same name. I've played it twice over the years, and both times I've had to have a list of character names and descriptions handy, as well as a map of the town and the house where the game is played, just in order to finish the game. Con number two. Poirot uses a large amount of French words and phrases continually in his dialogue, and at times I found that really hard to understand and kind of frustrating to always have to go to Google Translate to understand what he meant. Fun fact number two. I have studied French for many years in both high school and later on in my adult life using Rosetta Stone, and even I didn't understand any of the words and phrases. I'm not for sure if someone who is on the opposite end of that, someone who's never studied French or knows anything of the French language, would feel having to read this book, because it was kind of frustrating at times. Okay, no more fun facts. Con number three. On top of the French language, several old world, European medical terms are used throughout this book, things that I did not understand, and I always had to go to Google and dictionary.com just to decipher and interpret. I'm not for sure if I would have enjoyed this book as much without the use of modern day technology. Con number four. I found Poirot's over-observance and able to decipher even the most minute of details as evidence really unrealistic and even obnoxious at times. I wish that Christie had made him more relatable and realistic. Con number five. The novel being told from the viewpoint of Hastings, Poirot's friend, versus Poirot himself was quite confusing at times. Christie chooses not to really explain Poirot's reactions or the reasonings behind some of his decisions until the very end of the book, and as the reader I kind of felt cheated a little bit, and honestly I was a little over it towards the end. I almost wish that along the way she had said, this is why this person couldn't have done it before this reason, or this is why this theory did not pan out. Okay, enough of the cons, let's move on to the pros. Pro number one. The overall storyline of this book was both fantastic and memorable. As a huge fan of mysteries, I was not disappointed by the many twists and turns. Pro number two. I learned a lot of new French phrases and words. Pro number three. Poirot is thorough and explains every twist and turn down to the last iota of evidence. You are not left to wonder why certain characters could not have committed the crime, or why this piece of evidence didn't fit here. Christie is very good about explaining it all, even if it is at the very end of the book. Pro number four. Usually when watching mystery TV shows or movies or even reading a mystery novel, I'm able to deduce pretty early on, at least halfway through, who the culprit is. Now, my sister-in-law will tell you that I'm a liar and that I'm always wrong, but nobody asked you, Pam. I can honestly say that I was pleasantly surprised with the ending of this novel, as I was completely off base, and overall I was more satisfied with Christie's ending than my own. Pro number 5. This was a pretty quick read. I am really terrible about sitting down and reading novels. I will put it off and off and off and off. But if forced to, I could sit down and probably read this book in a day, and it's something that I really could see myself reading again in the future. Okay, I just can't help myself. One more fun fact. Fun fact number 3. I recently watched the BBC TV show Agatha Christie's Poirot, the Mysterious Affair at Styles episode, and I really enjoyed watching it. To me, seeing a live action retelling of a novel really puts together things that maybe I couldn't imagine in my head. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you liked this video and would like to see more book reviews in the future. Bye for now.